Welcome back. We're still looking at managing floods or preventing floods in Nigeria. We have the Commissioner for Environment, Lagos, and the General Manager, Climate, NIMET, Joseph Alozie, with us. Mr. Alozie, let me come back to you. Now, we know that Nigeria is bordered basically with large water bodies. By large water bodies, Atlantic Ocean covers a major part of Nigeria's borderline. But now it is said that the expected inflows in the country for this year will be lower than 2012. But the predicted probable flood area coverage in 2016 is expected to be higher than the predicted flood cover in 2015. So two things or three things here. Yet we expect a lower inflow than we had in 2012, but the flood coverage was going to be higher than what was in 2015. Please explain that for us.
I think that you are not being fair to NIMET because I don't remember NIMET giving this forecast that you spoke about now. So I will restrict my reference, my comments to what NIMET said regarding the 2016 rainfall prediction.
Okay, Mr. Alozie, if I may come...
said that, that we expected overall lower than normal rainfall amount for the whole year. We also mentioned that during the peak of the season, there will be floods here and there, which we have followed up with our close monitoring, because when we issue, you may recall that the forecast was released early March, and so we have to follow it up and monitor closely. So I would like to tell you what we think for the rest of the year, bearing in mind what you have asked to some extent.
Okay.
The waters that flow down from the two big rivers into the delta usually arrive the delta around November or December. Because the climate conditions that drive these weather systems are about changing from a much stable warm phase to a much unstable cold phase called La Nina, which is supposed to give us increased rainfall. We are therefore expecting that the volume of water that will reach the delta, in this case, all the states bordering from Anambra State down to Bayelsa State now on the river banks, are expected to have some increased flow later in the year. So I take my mind back to what happened following the assessment of the 2012 floods in these areas. And I can inform you that it wasn't a child's play for Bayelsa, for Rivers, Akwa Ibom, and Cross River, and Delta states, plus Anambra states. So we are therefore looking up to a situation where there will be increased inflow into these areas from the waters upstream. We call it all this rain that is falling within the country and flowing into the river Niger, River Benue, and the ones that come from other countries along the two rivers will surely give us cause for concern later in the year.
Okay. Honorable Commissioner, it's talked about states in the down south, or cities in the down south, having to see more inflows based on the waters draining from the northern, the two major rivers and all. Lagos is bordered by the Atlantic, and yet Lagos has its lagoon, and the population of Lagos, over 18 million, almost 20 million, generating trash about 13,000 tons per day. Yet people still use that trash to block their drainage. We're expecting more inflows of water. How would all of this work out? How can we prevent people from losing their homes?
Thank you. The increased flow from those two major rivers will not necessarily affect Lagos. But we have our own local problem.
Atlantic.
And the Ogun River and the Osun River. That was a flood issue in Osun. It will come back through Osun River, and the Osun River will flow into the lagoon through Epe side. So we're ready for it.
You're expecting
yes, and the Ogun River is all over here. It runs behind you here, you know, and it goes into part of our community. And most of our channels will run into it before it discharges into the lagoon. All this, what we've done is that we have been so proactive about it. We even know, as a department, as an agency of government, we know from data that are available to us that in the last 10 years, that the highest amount of rainfall you get is always between the 19th of September and 30th of September in the last 10 years.
Which is now.
Now, so we are prepared for it now.
So
we are ready for it, and that's why we've been making this noise. We have visual statements, vote written, oral, everywhere we go. We just need to be more careful and less carefree. Let's do what we ought to do. Let's do it the way it ought to be done.
Okay.
You understand?
What are you saying to those by the lagoon? Victoria Island, I mean, sorry, not the lagoon, the ocean, the Atlantic. Victoria Island, Bar Beach area, Lekki,
you see, most of the time, our channels don't flow into the Atlantic Ocean. They flow into the lagoon.
Yeah, but hydrological services have said that because of your location.
The tidal waves are the ones that will be bothered with at that time. Let me tell you what happened on Thursday. That's another phenomenon we battle with in Lagos. There will be increased tidal wave, even in the lagoon. And it happened on Thursday. And it rose to about 1 meter, 1.03 meter above the normal level. And that will lock up all our discharges into it. All these channels I have elaborated, all these outfalls, it will be locked down by...
Flowing back.
They will be flowing backwards.